just going to go ahead and say it. Welcome to episode number 34 of the OpTic podcast. We decided to scrap the seasons. We're not doing seasons anymore. We're going to scrap that, and we're just going to go with the full number. Your usual host, OpTic Hacks, Hector Rodriguez, the man, the myth, the legend, self-proclaimed. We have Hitch, one of the main hosts of the Flycast, and we have Ashley, one of the main hostess of
Powered Down, baby. That's the podcast I've been doing on my channel lately. So
Powered Down. What do you guys discuss on there? Just gaming related?
Yeah, a lot of gaming based stuff, or just like YouTube, Twitch types of news, and just movies, pop culture, whatever we want to talk about, whatever's in the news type of stuff.
Awesome. So I have two questions about your podcast. One, why haven't I been invited? And two,
she only invites the real guests.
Wait, you've already been on there?
Hitch was my first guest.
What? Who was your second guest? Who have you had?
I had Hitch on there. We haven't had too many guests, actually. We had Hitch. I know we had CosDef. We had Jewel. And then we just had a girl from SOAR, too. So
cool.
It's been good times.
Hacks. That's cool.
No, I mean, you're more than welcome to come on anytime.
Well, now that I've asked myself.
I wanted to come here first and be on your podcast because it took a while to get on this podcast.
Yeah, you should have been here last season. Well, no more seasons. You should have been here at the beginning.
Yeah.
How long was your drive here?
It was like 5.5 hours. It's not too bad because I have family that lives up in like Bemidji, Minnesota, and I live by the city, so it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive to do that. So pretty normal to me, and you know I hate flying.
5 hours. You hate flying. Seth started hating flying all of a sudden.
Dude, so did I. Like, no BS.
I've seen it happen to like 4 different people.
Bro,
Apparently Nate hated flying, and then Big T started hating flying out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, because it was like a virus. The second that Nate started getting like scared of it, he started like getting everybody else scared.
This is the thing, is that I'm not afraid of the actual, and I've talked about this on my videos and in one of my recent podcasts too, but I'm not afraid of the actual like going high, and you know, I actually think it's really great engineering. It's one of the most safest ways to travel. But I hate being like stuck. Like, you won't catch me on a cruise. I'm not being stuck inside of anything. I hate it. I hate sitting next to a stranger. And the thing that's funny is during like COD Ghost was when I was traveling a lot. Like, I was going to events. I was going to studios a lot for recording sessions. And so I had 1 month, and I think this is what did it. It was like August. I had like Champs, went to see my girl, and then I had like 2 other things I flew to. So it was like 6 or 7 flights in 1 month, which to you is no. Well, yeah, I was used to it at that point, but I had like a couple bad experiences, and I had like
relive those
people like freaking out next to me, and I think that's what I don't like, the unpredictability of strangers and being stuck with them. That's what I don't like. I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's a weird thing. I've been working through it, but I'm going to Champs. That's my big thing right now, is like, go to Champs, because
we bought you a flight to
come out
here.
And it's funny too, because it's like an hour flight or a 5 hour drive, and I was like, it's an hour, tell them to book the flight. And then I was thinking, I'm like, but if I can drive, I should, right? And I've driven down here twice before, and you're like, no,
then take the flight. I mean, it's gonna take you, say, an hour. Like in total, where's my mic? In total, there we go. All right, so in total travel time, an hour to the airport, half an hour to the airport, like it'll be like 2.5 hours total. But at the same time, you're avoiding like 3 hours of literally driving. It is in a more unsafe way of transport.
That is 1,000% true.
And
but
it was raining.
I'm weird. Well, it wasn't raining on the way down, but it's gonna be raining on the way back.
You'll be fine.
But I find driving super relaxing. Like, I love it. I listened to a couple podcasts, listened to some music. It actually went super freaking quick.
That's how I think. Like, on the drive down to North Carolina is 13 hours, and people are just like, you're crazy. But there's like a 6 hour window where it's really weird, but I just literally like drive in silence.
Yeah.
And I just stare ahead, and it's like, I don't know, it's like sometimes I think about stuff, sometimes I don't, and I just drive, and it's kind of like relaxing to get away from it all.
You never talk to yourself, look in the mirror?
Like, yeah, the other 7 hours is me talking to myself.
Hype yourself up.
Yeah. Wait, how many hours? 13 total hours? You would never catch me doing that.
Or the math there.
You'd rather just fly? Boom.
Yeah.
Well, you've probably flown the most out of like anyone. It never bothers you?
No, of course. In the beginning, I for sure did. Especially because Liv was like super young, and it wasn't more about my safety. It was about like who's gonna take care of her if I'm not there. Like obviously Jude will do an amazing job, and she probably doesn't need me, but I always had that in the back of my mind, like who's gonna take care of my girls if I'm not there. So that my fear came from that, from me not being able to do that, me falling from the sky and.
Yeah, I wasn't ever scared of like flying until Seth started giving me every fact that he knows about.
So is he afraid of like actually being up that high?
But it just started though. He had no problems in flight before until this year.
Yeah, now he's like, I have to have like 2 or 3 drinks before I go on, and I'm like, dude, what?
Dude, yeah, I got prescribed medicine from my doctor to like chill me out. And I hate doing, like, I don't take medicine like that. Like, I barely take Advil unless I'm in really big pain.
They give you weed pills or something?
No, it's like stuff like
really
Xanax. Yeah, stuff like downers, like that'll just make you tired. Like Xanax and just stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of like drugs like that.
Right.
So I hate taking them, but obviously you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not
a fan of drugs either, like Robitussin and stuff. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, one day I got home.
You took too much or what?
No, I was still living at my house, at my mom's house. I always call it my house. I was still living at my mom's house, and I got home from work. I took my suit off, went downstairs. She had made some food and shit, and I'm like, all right, let me get that. I'm like, Mom, I feel sick. She's like, here, drink this. There's some Robitussin. So I drank that, and then I started eating, and all of a sudden I started getting like drunk, and I didn't know how to feel. So I'm feeling nauseous, but it was drunkenness, not nauseous. So I threw up, and I was like, man, I will never take Robitussin again because it's gonna make me.
You were robo-tripping?
Yeah. My thing is this though. I think what did it for me to stop being afraid, like fully unafraid. I was riding back from Columbus, and we were in one of the small, puddle jumper planes, right? The really small ones.
Like a regional plane.
Yeah, like a regional plane. And I heard 2 pilots who were catching a flight from there to where the fuck we were going. And I heard them talking. I was like just listening. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, dude, something. He's like, man, did you know that these planes can go through a tornado and like nothing would like phase them? Like if you go through a tornado, you're obviously gonna be like mad turbulence, but it's never gonna take it down. He said, he's like, oh yeah, dude, these planes are tanks, like they're never gonna go down. I thought about it. I'm like, well, if this plane can go through there, I mean, I'm not an aerodynamic scientist. I don't know if I needed to explain that, but I'm not.
Wow.
And I literally cleared all my fears. Yeah. My neighbor's also a pilot for United, I think, and I always ask him like, hey, my first question was like, hey, how when you guys are landing, how high are you? And then they're like we're about 4,000 feet before we really like start coming down. And I'm like, so if I fly my drone as high as I can, like he's like, oh no, you're fine. It's never gonna hit it. The closer you get to the airport, that's where the no fly zones occur, and you have it in the app. Should we tell a story about what happened in Columbus? Have you said that?
Yes.
All right. So I'm in Columbus, and we're in front of the arena, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some B-roll for the vlog. So I pull out my drone. I take off this way, right towards in front of me. I don't go backwards. I take off in front of me, and when I turned it on, it said, "This is a no-fly zone," or fly with care. It was not a no-fly zone, but it said you're gonna take full responsibility for flying your drone here. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, word.
I'll be fine. I take off and I'm flying, and I don't go all the way up because I wanted to get like the tree line view instead of like a higher up view, a bird's eye view. And then I told Hitch, I'm like, bro, the second that I turn around. Right, I took off and I saw nothing but green, just like trees and foliage, and everything's good. The second that I turn around, I see this big empty concrete like plane, and then I see planes, and I'm like, bring this shit back. I legit freaked the fuck out.
That's hilarious.
He looked at me, he was like, I was flying it, and then I turned around and I saw a plane, and I was like,
because I had my phone. And
do you have the footage of it, or?
Yeah, no, I still edited it. I mean, again, I was flying safely. FAA, if you're listening, I'm not Casey Neistat, but FAA, if you're listening, I'm good.
What's the deal with that? Why are they after him? Is there certain like usages that you can and can't do with drones?
Yeah, you know what I think was happening is that he was, and obviously I'm completely wrong in this, but this is just my thought, is that since he was on top of buildings and taking off, I don't know if it reads that sort of altitude the way that it reads from taking it off from the ground. I don't know if the sensors take off from the ground and say you're 100 feet in the air, 120 feet in the air, which is the limit. But then if you're, 60 stories up, and then you take off from there, does that make it 180? Does that make your altitude 180? So I don't know. The other thing is that you're not allowed to fly through buildings because you can't. You can record buildings, but you can't record inside of buildings. And what I think was happening was that since he was flying like in between buildings, I think, and he was losing so much. And this is my thing, right? Like sometimes I think that he like makes him an amazing vlogger is that he knows how to act into the scene. And in this case, every single time he like flew the drone and lost connection to it because of the interference of the buildings, he was like, "Oh my god, I lost connection to the drone!" Like, oh shit. That paired with the fact that he lost the drone under the bridge, and then he sent another drone to search for the thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So all of that put together, they're like, "Dude, you're a fucking maniac." Like,
chill.
Like, look, I watch your videos and they're awesome. I'm from the FAA, but I gotta tell you.
So do they fine him for that, or what do they do? They threaten him with fines?
No, they haven't said anything, but he says that he's been reprimanded by the something. He's being investigated. Is pretty much what's happening.
Yeah.
Wow. So like keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, think about it. Think about being the most popular kid in New York.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he pretty much is. I mean, I wonder how much he cuts out of the vlogs of people just stopping him and them trying to like put me in the vlog or something like that.
2 years ago or something like that, he in one of his vlogs, he's riding his bike and he gets like hit by a car. Like one of the cars stops and he like gets hit and he's like, "Ah," and he like bangs on the car or something. And then you hear in the background somebody's like, "You all right, Casey?"
Yeah.
And he looks over and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And I was just like, man, like
imagine being that popular.
Yeah,
kid.
right. Like that has to boost your ego just a little bit.
There's no way that it doesn't. There's no way that I mean, think about it. It does it for you in high school, right?
Yeah,
when you're like you're probably imagine what it does to the whole city, New York, out of all there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He does have a very unique look to him, but at the same time, like you're still like imagine having New York as your background, as your backyard, and you can do what the fuck you want in it.
I can't believe. I wonder if he didn't boosted board like around the streets or whatever, and he like actually tried to walk down the sidewalk, like how often he would get stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I wonder if it
true.
would be like crazy.
Yeah.
Because I bet you
probably
like
would
a
be.
ton of people know who he is in New
Yeah.
York. It's got to be crazy.
How many subs does he have? Like 6,
Like
7?
5-6 million, something like that.
It's nuts,
I
man.
know.
It seems like it was like a year and a half ago that he hit 1 million, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway.
That's wild.
Look, we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, right? Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Which is funny because when I moved in, everybody was saying that I was the wannabe Casey Neistat, and then out of nowhere, you turned into the wannabe Casey Neistat,
There goes
and nobody
Hector.
said anything about it.
Well, it's mostly because I was the one telling you that you were the one of
No. Everyone was
I mean,
saying
you had
it.
the boosted board with the
Yeah,
drone
you got
shots.
how did that even work? I came into the house.
Yeah.
I started doing vlogs.
Yeah.
And they were just like, happen to have a time lapse every once in a while.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "You're a Casey Neistat wannabe."
Yeah.
You buy 2 boosted boards,
The
2
mono
drones,
rover. Anything
mono-rover.
that he had in videos, I bought.
his exact camera, his exact layout.
No, this camera wasn't his. He had the 80D, and I never used this until I think I saw Tico with it. And
For real?
Yeah, and I think I asked him like, "Yo, what's up with that camera?" He's like,
But
"Yo,
nobody
it's fine."
said anything to you about wanting to be Casey Neistat. The
I don't-
world's just unfair, is what I'm saying.
No, I don't have the same artistic value that I offer to editing the way that you do with him.
Yeah,
You're
that's
welcome.
true. And the new stuff that Casey
what?
does
Excuse
with the
me?
edits are nuts.
She just said that's true. You're
I mean, it is true. Yeah. Thank you.
I mean,
appreciate it.
Maybe. But he does like crazy stuff that's so out of the box. Or like I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he pulls inspiration from other people or if he literally just, hey, I want to do this.
It is weird how much like one person can change everything.
Can influence,
Yeah, that's
'Cause
true.
Remember, like the term vlogs used to literally be a video
Of you.
log.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was just a camera, and you were just talking. Half the time you didn't even edit. Like there weren't jump cuts or anything.
Yeah.
And you would just watch a person talk.
Yeah.
If you uploaded that nowadays, like people would be like, "What am I watching?" Now
Yeah.
vlogs
It's
are like
person-
mini movies.
Yeah, it's like first person. What's it called? First person videos.
Yeah.
FPV. I think he was the first one to incorporate like the B-roll of him doing shit. So
Yeah.
I think that was one of the first things that captured.
Yeah, like
right?
like a third person
Yeah.
view. Like, why am I watching him open a handle? Like, that was my first impression of the first Casey video I saw, because my girl was actually like, you gotta check this guy out. She's like from New York too, so she's like, you gotta check this guy out. He's cool.
Has she ever seen him?
No, well, she doesn't live in the city. She lives like kind of in the burbs, but yeah, she
Burbs.
the burbs. But yeah, she told me, and I saw the video of him like opening a handle. I'm like, what's the point of that? I was like, that's stupid. And then I kept watching, and I was like, oh, this is like way better than anything else that I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah.
The amount of people that give us shit for saying that we're from Chicago is like the most ridiculous shit ever. There's so many. It's like, yo, you guys aren't from Chicago. Or and let me rephrase that. Only Chicago people tell suburb people that they're not from Chicago.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get it. We're not claiming that.
Exactly.
But it's a lot easier to see, like, where are you guys from? So Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Then-
like I always say like the Twin Cities, because I'm from like near Minneapolis, but I don't live like in. And they're like, oh, what street? I'm like, what? The suburbs?
Yeah.
So where are you guys from? Schaumburg,
Oh, where's
Where's
that?
Illinois.
Oh.
By Chicago? Yeah.
Like 30 minutes.
Why don't you
from
just say
Chicago.
Chicago,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because you say that to anybody who's not from Chicago, but then you say it to Chicago and they get like, you're not
Yeah.
from Chicago. You guys need to stop saying you're from Chicago. I'm like, you care too much, man.
I'm like,
Yeah.
You gotta stop telling me what to do if I'm gonna fucking listen.
I know where I'm from. If I can take a 20-minute drive and I'm in Chicago, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
a
don't
lot
even
of people from Chicago are gonna get pissed that I just said that. But
No. Only people from Chicago are gonna get mad at that.
yeah, I mean, it's not like you're like, yeah, rep like stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. everywhere.
Chi-town.
Yeah, Chirac or whatever.
Sizzle. Chi-town, Chirac,
I'm not from
Shiberia,
anything that starts with shy.
Shiberia. He's like, yo, Hitch, where are you from? Greensboro. Where's that? In Illinois? No, I mean, I live in Chicago. Oh, where's Chicago? Inverness. Oh, yeah. I know where that's at.
Nobody knows where Inverness is.
Yeah,
Now they do. Yeah, of course they do. Now they do. We put it on the map.
the world
literally.
famous
You think so?
Inverness.
Yeah. You know
Illinois.
what's crazy is that is the place that we live in, like the entire area was owned by this one person, and this one person's development company created all of these houses.
What?
In fact, this house used to be a model home, and nobody was living in it, which is why it was a lot easier for us to be able to land this. But the lease is coming up. They hit me up and they're like, "What's up? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to stay? What are we doing? Because time's running out."
And then you said, we're off to Paris.
I said, "Look, we're gonna go to Paris." No,
OpTic in Paris.
OpTic Paris? I'm down to make that happen.
no, bro.
Dude, what would you eat? I mean, no offense to
Fajitas?
my French
Hex
people.
is still coming.
I would tell you what I'll still make it. No, I'll tell you what I would eat if I was in Paris. Besides their amazing.
You've been.
cuisine.
Oh yeah, you've definitely been there.
I would eat. What's that called with the spaghetti?
The
Oh,
bolognese.
dude. When in France, eat Italian. That's all I have to say. All right, let's move on. I want to touch base on a couple of things that I saw that I thought would be pretty interesting to talk about. So, and I'm only bringing this up because of we talked about the drug that you took to get on them. There's been, weed has been in the news a lot lately because of how like stupid we still are in this day and age where, it's still not legalized for people to use. You know what I'm saying? And they're classifying it as something that it isn't. And just to give you guys an idea, this in Nevada, the governor issued a state of emergency over marijuana shortage. Now, it just got legalized in Nevada. Okay, in Vegas and stuff. Well, I don't know what else. What else is in Nevada? Reno?
Yeah, Reno,
I don't even know.
Vegas, no sales tax.
No sales tax.
I'm pretty sure it's something with taxes.
So it just got legalized under 2.5 weeks ago, and it's almost depleted. All of the dispensaries are like out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I wonder how it works when they're about to legalize that stuff. Do the dispensaries and those owners get like a heads up to say, okay, we need to open up more shops pronto? Or is it like, it's legal now, everyone freak out, and that's why they're in the situation?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. It would generate some sort of conflict of interest. It'd be like insider trading almost because you're operating under one, you don't know whether or not it's going to be true because you're not supposed to know because you're not a government official. Two, then you create this sort of signs that maybe you are paying somebody up for this information.
So as soon as it gets legalized, it's like a rush
like a
for
free
different
for all.
Yeah, think
dispensaries.
Well, yeah. Say, no, let's say some team out there, okay, that lived in some state got hints and information that they were going to start legalizing marijuana. This team or this organization, and I'm not talking about just, I'm talking about anything, like business owners from all walks of life, can literally get ahead of people who haven't applied, haven't even considered applying because they didn't think it was a thing. So so now the people that have been fighting the fight and who are supposed to be first in line to get sort of like application processes and agreements that they are allowed to sell these, like, what do they call it? Permits to sell. It's weird.
It's kind of a wild. I mean, the whole weed business is kind of like a Wild West thing. That's really, it doesn't seem like it's fully developed, obviously, because it's not even recreationally legal in most places. Yeah. But I think it definitely should be. I mean, are you guys all lined up on that too? It should be legal and recreational.
Well, 1,000%.
Yeah,
it should be taxed like alcohol. I think like it should be treated exactly like alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, think about all the documentaries that have been out there of kids with seizures, of veterans who have PTSD that take it to be able to sleep, right? And this is a drug that doesn't have this is a drug that if you take, you're gonna be able to sleep and not have the nightmares. And on top of that, you're not going to be bleeding from your asshole. You're not going to be,
like health benefits that.
Yeah, because when they offer, these drugs at night to help you sleep, they're like, symptoms may occur, fucking heart attacks, bleeding from the ears, eyes, and butt. You know what I'm saying? Like all these side effects that are bad.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, spontaneous combustion, and all of this is tied to the government, who 1,000% get some sort of cut from there. You know what I'm saying? Lobbyists get fucking paid a lot, dude.
Yeah. Do you guys think that, because pharmaceutical drugs now are like advertised on TV, like ask your doctor about this thing that you have that could fix it. Do you picture like if weed becomes recreationally legal, like federally one day, do you think that there's going to be commercials like Bob's Kush Shack, come on down? Like
OpTic Walgreens. I mean Green Walls or something.
The greenest wall.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I don't know. I mean, it's already so advertised because it's like, think about, and I'll revert to something completely out of the norm, but the Jordan shoes, the black, the Breads, the reason that he got fined was because he couldn't wear a certain color on his shoe. But since the NBA kept on saying, no, you can't wear these, no, you can't wear these, and Nike used that as advertising products. Like, the NBA won't let him wear it, but you can wear it. So that's why they became this popular as they did. And that was like one of the, I mean, obviously he's the best basketball player that's ever lived, and that helped. But that catapulted his shoe line to be like, how long has he been retired? And it's still, like there's a Jordan crying meme of him crying. It's like, thank you for buying the same shoe that you've been buying for the past 20 years this year. Right? Because they drop them so often.
It's insane.
It's the same thing with marijuana. The second they became that sort of like illegal, and the rappers started talking about it, like rock and roll art, like everybody started. It's like, you don't need to pay for that sort of advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's true.
Being advertised already. I mean, we're talking about it.
That's a good point. It's not like you see like advertisements for, I mean, you see advertisements for alcohol, like beer and stuff, but you don't see like actual, like a dispensary or a bar.
When you start seeing those commercials, it's going to be more about the competition and getting them to buy your brand of weed over somebody else's.
Would it be like, when I pictured in my mind like 10 years from now, it'd be kind of like buying cigarettes? You think they'll sell like little packs like that?
That's the other thing. They already sell pre-rolled marijuana cigarettes.
Lames. I mean,
that's the other thing, right? The tobacco industry. Think about how big that is. The alcohol industry. Think about how big that is, and think about the amount of deaths that are caused by alcohol on a yearly basis, and how many deaths are caused by cigarettes.
So when people on a lunch break like go out and smoke a cigarette, do you think in like the future you'll be able to go out and smoke a
J and just,
or is that?
I mean, you can't drink on the job though. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it should be almost viewed the same way as alcohol. The only problem that I see is trusting people to not drive or do things under the influence. And also, like, alcohol, you blow like 0.08, you broke the law. With marijuana, it's like, what do? You take a blood test, or how does that work? That would be a weird way to try to control that.
I mean, there's a way to tell how inebriated you are with weed. Because
you could either just be calm, or you could be in the 70th dimension. Yeah. So
you could be like, holy shit. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to measure that. You're right.
So that's my only concern with it. I mean, you gotta hope that people are not stupid, basically.
Yeah. I mean, but what's the difference, right?
True.
How's the joke go? Like, when you're drunk, you run through stop lights, and when you're high, you wait for the stop sign to turn green.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I would never like drive impaired like that, but yeah, I wonder how that would like affect you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, if you're slowing down time while you're driving, yeah, you're probably going pretty slow.
We were on our way to the baseball game, and we saw 3 different cars smoking a blunt on the way to the game or on the way to the city.
Dang.
So
just in the car,
they're just hotboxing on the way down there.
Not even hotboxing. Everybody smelled it because they had the windows down because it was a nice day. So again, it's one of those things where like either you can do it or you can't do it. Some people do it for different reasons, and some use it medically, some use it as a
well, yeah, I think there's like a whole other market too for like because the CBD part, the part that doesn't get you high is the part that helps like with those medical cases, like you're talking about like seizures and stuff. So like you don't have to get high to heal yourself, Correct. So there's a couple different ways you can like do it. I think it seems like it's medically legal almost everywhere now, maybe just because I'm from Minnesota and it's legal medically there, but I hope recreationally it spreads.
Yeah.
And they're able to. But it seems kind of out of control right now. It's like with this state of emergency, like, does that mean the tanks are coming in? Or what does a state of emergency mean? Is it just a outage of anything?
I don't know, like cannons with like bong.
Afro Man rolls up on like the machine gun on top of the pickup
Afro
truck.
Man's leading the charge of the state of emergency.
My concern there is always going to be the fact that the fact that they're not allowing the CBD to be distributed to as a medicine is like it's a clear indication that the government's all about like the medicinal pharmaceutical companies and the power that they hold over everything.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical companies, I could definitely see why they're like, no thanks.
My question is this, right? One of the main reasons that weed is illegal, and maybe you guys can leave some comments down below on this particular question that I have is, if Hitch was caught smoking weed on camera in this house, how would you guys react versus him being caught smoking weed in California?
Yeah.
True, yeah, like where it's legal?
Because
it's like a huge difference. Like, that's why like Pamaj was always so nervous, because Pamaj had been drinking alcohol for 2 years prior to coming to this house because it's legal when you're 18 there.
Yeah,
and then when he comes to this house, you're like, hey, don't be seen on camera drinking beer or drinking anything. And he's like, I've been drinking for 2 years legally, and you're like, but still, like, it would be a bad image, and then obviously some people would freak out about it. And then it's just like and now we're in a state where there's probably people from California that smoke all the time because the dispensaries are just like legal there, and they go get some and come back. But then if you come here and do it, you're seen as like a criminal. It's a weird state of.
Yeah, I mean, think about it like this, right? When I was 8 or 9, I would buy 40-ounce bottles of Tecate at the store, and then bring them to my uncles who sent me to that.
You were the runner?
Yeah, I was the runner. But think about that sort of like, think about that, right? Like, growing up, it's okay. In Mexico, they don't give a fuck how old you are.
Right.
If you have the money to buy beer, you can say it's for somebody else, and you can pound it. Like, shit, that lady couldn't have known. Miss Sarita. I don't know. What those are names. But she didn't know if I was lying.
Yeah.
It could have been my 9-year-old getting fucked up with other 9-year-olds. Blowing up fireworks and cebollitas and all that shit. But they didn't know, and that's the thing. Like, me growing up culturally that way, when I came here and like my first year, I remember there was a party, and then my uncle was like, "Oh, we need more beer," and I was like, "I can go get it," because I just wanted money and I wanted to get out of the house. And they're like, "What the fuck?" They looked at me like, "You can't, that shit don't work here." So again, my question to you guys is, how would the perception be, if say for example, I'm not saying that this would happen, but let's say, for example, next time we're in LA, I make Hitch and Aaron record OpTic X and OpTic J smoke weed after like 10 years of not smoking weed or something. OpTic J joints. You know, like what sort of perception would that be in comparison to that? Because again, it's legal in some states and it's illegal in others.
I don't know about a fan. I think if you did it,
you're
Jay,
like,
especially Jay. I feel like from a fan outlook, it wouldn't. I feel like people would be supportive
because you guys are like grown men.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe like if like some of these guys here, since they're younger, they're like, oh,
and if we got,
they're
like,
doing something bad,
caught doing it, or something like that, instead of just being like, hey, we're gonna smoke weed for this video.
Yeah, it would also depend on how it's framed. Like if you just like saw Hitch in the background like making smoke rings, and they're like, "What's he doing?"
He's vaping.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. The whole vape industry that has
Oh, dude.
That has exploded, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously off of the backs of how unhealthy it is to smoke tobacco and all the chemicals that are in there.
So I think that's how it started, and then it turned into. You can smoke out of this brick and you get all these clouds.
Yeah.
And then it's like flavors. And there's like conventions now.
I think it's cool. Anything that brings people together in a peaceful manner.
I
don't give a fuck what it is.
If you're not hurting anybody, do it up. And you're not hurting yourself.
I'm trying to go to a vape convention just to look
just
around.
To spectate.
Just kind of like the zoo.
Yeah. Just to see these animals.
Yeah, just to see them in their
human animals in their natural
unnatural habitat. I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I see people doing it, and I'm like, oh, that's their thing.
I go to like car shows that are near me, and that's pretty. I don't know if it's just the demographic for like car guys, but a ton of them vape. So it's like cars and then just vape clouds, and I'm like, I leave and I smell like the fruity vape juice.
It's better than smelling like cigarettes.
That's 1,000% true.
For sure. Did you guys ever smoke cigarettes?
No, never. Not once have I had a cigarette in my life.
Yeah.
Damn.
I did smoke weed in high school.
Did you inhale?
Right out of high school. Yeah, 1,000%. I had iron lungs. But then I freaked out one time, and I was just like, that's not good.
I smoked in high school because I thought it was the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting.
Not me. I was a straight edge in high school. I mean, except for the sex part.
I had.
I was straight edge as fuck. And I did it just to be like bougie about
like an outlier.
Yeah, I did it just to be a prick. Yeah, I didn't even do it because I had any morals. I just wanted to be like, ew, you do that? Like, the cigarette thing, I'm glad I never did.
Yeah.
The liquor stuff, like, obviously, all my friends, were there, and I'm like, I'm good.
Right.
Partly because I was afraid of my dad, and secondly is because I was like, oh, I'm cool.
I feel like I had the opposite. Like when I was in high school and like that ninth, like before I was 21, I was, and I don't recommend this underage drinking at all, but I went through like a phase where I thought this was the thing to do, because all my friends were doing it and I was smoking. I was like, yeah, this is normal. This is what I'm supposed to do because I'm rebelling, it's just my way of like expressing myself, I guess. And then I hit 21. I rarely drink. I have like one drink if I go out ever, and it's super rare. Like I quit smoking because I just think it's disgusting. No offense if you do it, I guess, but not for me. It's not for you. Smell, bro. Like
anybody that smokes, I literally call them an idiot every single time I see somebody with a cigarette.
Dude, they love that. I think part of it is like when you're doing it, you're like, I know it's bad, and you're like embracing that. You're like, yeah. F everyone, I'm in control. If I want to hurt myself, I'm gonna do it. So.
And I understand like doing certain things to relieve stress. Like there's certain things that I do to relieve stress, but I mean.
Like drive in silence for like 6 hours.
Drive in silence for 6 hours.
Have you ever tried a cigarette though?
No, because
tried it even.
No, never
even tried it.
Because one of my teachers in middle school said everybody in this classroom is going to try a cigarette at least one time.
Yeah.
And it made me so mad. I was in 6th grade. Yeah. And I remember thinking, you're wrong.
Not me.
And so ever since that moment, I'm like, I'm not going to try a cigarette just to prove him wrong because I didn't really like them.
So you've never tried a cigarette?
Never even tried a cigarette. But then I thought, what if he's so smart that he said that knowing that because he already knew nobody liked him.
He had stock in like Marlboro.
What?
He has stock in Marlboro. How do you say Marlboro?
Marlboro.
But what if he said it and he was just trying to be a good teacher and grow and
I mean he's going off statistics probably and trying to scare you.
Damn.
Like the dare stuff was really big in my school. Just say no.
I have tried a cigarette when I was like 6, 5 or 6 years old. My aunt, who I always give credit to for my sort of comedy and sense of humor.
Okay.
they're like, here, try this shit, right? I'm like, I fucking coughed. And I'm like, never again. And since then, it's not for me.
That was a smart play.
It was the same thing that my dad did, right? Like, I think, again, one of the main reasons that one, I was afraid of my dad. The other thing, I didn't like the taste of beer. To this day, I'm still getting like acclimated to liking beer.
It doesn't taste good.
It was a super hot fucking summer day in Juarez, Mexico. And I'm talking about heat, bro. Dry. It was a party. There was a can of beer that had been sitting out for a while. And I'm like, Dad, let me try beer. And I had to have been like, again, 5 or 6. That's when I was getting fucked up, bro. 5 or 6 years old.
You lived through your party phase at 6.
I see Liv and I'm like, nerd. 7-year-old has a drink. Yeah.
Have a beer.
Yeah, so I think it worked because he like mentally manipulated me. He's like, yeah, you want to try beer? Here, have this. And it was hot. It was the bottom part of the beer.
Aw, dude. There's probably like cigarette ashes in there.
Cigarette butt in there. There wasn't any cigarette butts in it, but I tried it and I'm like, oh my God, how the fuck do adults drink this shit?
Yeah.
Dang.
That was terrible.
You were scarred.
Yeah, and I think that
yeah,
helped
I can't stand beer either. I've tried every beer under the sun, and it's not for me.
I can only do it if it's a Corona and it's super hot and I'm at like a barbecue. It's the only setting you'll catch me with beer. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not into it.
I have to be in a very, very specific mood. But if I'm not in that mood and I have my choice of beer, for the past like month, I've been drinking Tecate. I've gone back to the thing that made me not
really
drink. Yeah.
The thing you used to run to get for your uncle.
Yeah. But I heard that gives you like kidney stones because of the amount of salt and lemon that you put in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Whoa, kidney stones?
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those?
No, thank you.
God. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they said that is the equivalent of giving birth.
Yeah.
There's a table right now.
I haven't given birth yet either.
Yeah, me either. I don't think I ever will.
No.
I'm good. I don't think I ever will either.
Yeah.
No, you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got Jude pregnant. She didn't get you pregnant, so.
I think she tried. All right. I think I personally really want to know what the consensus would be on how, people watching this or listening to this would feel about, Hitch being caught smoking here, or as opposed to Hitch being caught, or not even caught.
What about
not even caught?
The difference between getting caught in like the background of a video?
Yeah, that makes it sound like bad.
Yeah,
like,
not caught.
Because it's not really a bad thing.
What I'm saying, there's a difference there. If I got caught in somebody's vlog in the background, that would be one thing. But if I was like, hey, I'm gonna smoke weed for a video because it's me trying weed for the first time.
Yeah, like have you ever seen the videos where the grandmas are trying it for the first time? It's like super, like, cute.
BuzzFeed is like the genius.
Yeah, they're all of those videos have like 4 or 5 million views. Like, they're crazy, and it's because it's entertaining and it's funny, and I feel like we're at a point where it's going to be accepted.
Yeah. So let us know. Not caught, but if there was a for science, if there was a test out there, what would be the difference? Or the difference in the feeling? Is it more of like, oh my God, I can't believe you smoke weed, that's so bad for you? Or is it more like, yo, that shit's illegal? But if it's illegal here and not there, what is? Because I can't make my mind up, right? Like if I was to see you guys like drinking here under 21, I'd be like, yo, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
I'm very strict.
That can get people in trouble.
But if we go to Mexico and my dude's having a beer and drinking legal,
we used to do it with Seth. Whenever, because Seth was here, you're like, don't drink when you're here. But then we would go to Paris.
Yeah.
Seth
Free
would go
for
wild.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Did you ever catch the picture that Jesse Wellens from Prank vs. Prank? Mm-hmm. He posted like an Instagram picture. He looked real spiffy in a suit, and he's smoking a J. Yeah. And I looked at the replies on his Instagram and to his tweets, and like half the people are like, yo, that's dope, and then half the people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you.
That's what I don't get.
It's like
that's what baffles me.
And he's in California where it's legal too, right? So and he
that.
had to like follow up where he was like, guys,
be like, why are you guys freaking out?
So one, I'm old as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
This dude served in the military. Like, he's not some kid.
Exactly. That's the other thing. You're going to give a kid a gun, but you're going to be okay with him killing someone, but he can't have a fucking beer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with different ages of the people watching the videos.
My mom said that's bad, so that's bad. But like a grown person with their own experiences is able to be like, whatever, let them rock.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish this off with something fun. I don't know why my hands are like this right now.
Something fun.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm looking at Michael Phelps with his hands like this, and he's about to race a shark.
He's about to
Week.
race a shark.
Yes.
Yeah, for Shark Week.
For Shark Week. One of my favorite weeks. Ever.
Yeah, Shark Week is the best, and they always kind of do something every year that's kind of cool, but this is extra cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. Yeah, is it like a narrow tank, and do they like take meat for the shark to chase?
He's just gonna throw a shark into a pool and Michael Phelps, and they just
The other thing is like, how do you tell the sharks like, yo, go as fast as you fucking can?
Yeah,
you know
like starve it for a couple days, or what do you do? And then I'm imagining they have to bait it to get it to go, right? Or is he just swimming?
Can we all agree on the fact that the shark's gonna win? No, even if he doesn't try.
Yeah.
Their whole body is a muscle. Like, so is Michael Phelps, but Michael Phelps is like tiny compared to a shark.
No, how fast that shark is about to go is insane. It's about to be like,
because this has been done before.
Really?
I think it was Man versus Animal. It was a show on the WG or something. WB. I don't even know. Yeah, it was Michael Crawford. He was a sprinter, and he raced a zebra and got his ass beat. Karma, who'd win in a race between Michael Phelps and a shark?
Ooh, Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen
on? Say like me and a dolphin.
Who'd win that? Curious.
Yeah. You. Have you ever seen on Shark Week where the great white's literally launching out of the water to get like a seal or something, and they're like going like, you're telling me that Michael Phelps is faster than that raw power? There's no way.
Oh, there's no way. No, there's no. Not only that, but again, how do you tell them that it's a competition and you got to go as fast as you fucking can?
Dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd get it to do it.
It's like at least with a cheetah, we've been able to clock that because they're chasing something. We manipulated them chasing something, and we've been able to clock it. But how do you do that with a shark? You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah.
That's what when I was shark fishing with Black Tip H. It was one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life.
Just because you're out there? Or?
I'm attached, right?
Oh, that's right.
I am attached to a 400-pound.
Is this when you threw up?
Thing. Yeah, but I threw up out of exhaustion, not
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was so tired. I was fighting the thing for like 20 minutes. In the video, it only shows like, I don't know, like maybe 5 minutes of me like struggling, right? And I'm super uncomfortable because I don't know how to hold the pole. I've never been positioned in that way. But in the back of my head, right, where there's 7-foot swells, the waves, right? So
dang.
Even when I wasn't hooked up, every so often I would my feet would levitate because the boat would rise and then drop real quick. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, the second that I get attached to this 400-pound thing that lives down there,
like you're 1v1ing. Yeah. You're on shipment in your mind.
It's like, think about it. It's pulling me, and I have leverage because I have the boat and I have my strength. But the boat has also made me go up in the air and be elevated, which means that I have no leverage there. If he pulls me, even within the first 5 seconds of him dragging me, I'm already at least 14 feet down there. Not having prepared to take a breath, but knowing with the fact that he's still dragging me. In 5 seconds, he's dragging me. In another 5 seconds, I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're down there quick. So is there, if that crazy stuff happens, can you disconnect quickly or no?
No.
You're tied in.
No, the good thing is I had Rob from Lunkers TV holding me back.
Hold me back.
Yeah. No, I don't know what I would have done. I would have done. I'm never going. I probably will never do that again unless I have.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It was terrifying. I was scared.
But are you glad that it happened? You experienced it?
Yeah. No, because the shark got away. So no, until I catch one, I don't think that I'll go back and do it. I'm not. I mean, as long as I'm a little bit more prepared now that I know do's and don'ts, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I was tired. I did puke out of exhaustion, and then immediately after that, I took a nap. That's how fucking out of shape I was.
Dang.
Ashley, you are into UFC. Who is going to win, McGregor or Mayweather?
Mayweather's gonna win. Although I want Conor to win, especially after. Yeah, did you see what he showed up to in the press conference?
The fuck you suit?
Yeah, it was like a pinstripe fuck you suit. He showed up to me yesterday, and I was like, yo, like he's just the man. And I think that no matter what way you look at it, Conor McGregor doesn't lose. Like especially, I mean, okay, the only way that Conor McGregor loses is if Mayweather knocks him out. But even then, there's a contention of like, well, the gloves are way heavier, and he's he's undefeated. He's the best boxer of all time. Yeah. Modern is he considered all time or just like in the last couple decades? Floyd Mayweather, or is Muhammad Ali still the GOAT?
Muhammad Ali will always be the GOAT. Julio Cesar Chavez went, I think, 100-0, and he fought everyone.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? His son, not as good, but he still tries. So I give him props for that. It takes a lot. To
I mean,
fuck up there.
so far McGregor's winning because that suit was dope, and Floyd Mayweather looked like he showed up like he was about to go buy 4th of July fireworks. Like he had this weird America hoodie.
Yeah, he was selling the thing. I really like Floyd, but I'm praying that fucking Conor wins.
Are you betting on it?
Battle of the egos.
Yeah.
Like, those are probably the two of the biggest egos in sports right now.
Yeah.
And you're throwing them in a ring together and just saying go at it.
The banter was pretty good.
It's gonna be. I think this might. Where do you think this will rank up in most watched sports events in history? You think
Like
it's
the
gonna be
top three.
five?
Top three.
Yeah, definitely top 3. You crazy?
I think everyone is going to watch
They're
it.
charging $100 for it too.
$99.99. Usually they're like $59.99.
Yep.
But this one's $90, so they can pay for the egos.
I wonder how much
that are gonna be there.
how much do you think the seats are to get like a floor seat? How much do you think it's going for?
I
Like
think it's
$50K?
120,000. 120,000 per floor. I'm going 1,000%.
No way.
I'm already gonna be there because for my friend's bachelor party was announced.
No way.
I had already booked everything before it got announced, and the second thing it got announced, I'm like, I'm going. If you guys can go, I'll let you guys know how it was live.
Like come up in the rafters or something.
I don't care how. I don't care where.
Yeah.
You know, if in high school I saw Jordan play from the nosebleeds,
Really?
and I get to say that, I'm gonna get to say that I watched that shit
Yeah.
live too.
No, yeah. It's always cool to like. There's actually not a lot you can compare seeing like greatness live.
Yeah.
Like especially like whether it's music or sports, but I think this is like monumental in the world of sports. And I'm a big UFC fan, so obviously I want Conor to win. But like I said, like if most people are saying Floyd's gonna do Floyd and it's gonna go the full 12 and whatever, but I don't know, man. Connor's
gonna hug each other. They're gonna hug each other.
But look how corrupt boxing is right now. They just the fight with Pacquiao and that.
Oh yeah, that like
it.
used car salesman won. So if he could win, maybe Conor could win.
But he didn't win though. Like Pacquiao, like you see the graph. Pacquiao landed. I'll put to you like give you. Pacquiao landed 100. This dude landed 37.
I think it matters in significance though, because I read something today where someone, professional judge, rewatched it and came to the same conclusion as the outcome, which is really confusing. Obviously, as a viewer, you see this guy's beat the F up, but he won. Like,
yeah, but not only did we see that, but we saw like the data that said this guy landed more punches than this guy in a punching game.
But it's like, I think it deals with significant strikes. But even when they laid, like, I saw the body chart of where they were hitting each other, and I still think that Pacquiao won. I mean, I'm not as big as a boxing fan as I am a UFC fan, so I don't know enough to be like, yeah, you won. But I just read that judges confirmed the
I don't know. I think all of them are rigged. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. Hitch, thank you for stopping by. Your podcast again is the Flycast, powered down.
Check me out on my channel.
Ashley, you joined OpTic in 2010.
2010, so
Holy
like
shit.
forever
You're
ago.
Senior.
I'm gonna be in the retirement home, the OG retirement.
In other
home.
words, you're in it right
Yeah.
now. You're in it right now. Welcome. But that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed it, please do not leave without leaving a like. You guys have anything else to say?
Oh man, thanks for having me on.
Hitch is back to editing the podcast. So Hitch, hit it with the music.